I committed federal crimes to be here.
Jesus Christ! Jeff, what kind of federal crimes did you commit?
Joke's on you! I'm not concerned by federal crimes!
Well, mine was only like a minor class misdemeanor. There's no way to prove it in the court of law.
You just admitted it.
Shut up,
I mean,
Red.
to what?
Stop.
I never said what it was.
Admitted to what?
True.
You
We're
smelled
gonna
it, therefore
check.
you dealt it.
Guys, hello, welcome to the Ordeals of Livistio, session 14. Oh my god. We have, in no particular order, Corin playing as Ursale, also known as Bear Daddy. We got Greg, who is playing Glynis Marchette, Prince of Livistio. We have Henrietta playing as Yonsei, the court jester, cousin and 17th to the line, or the throne, excuse me. We got Jeff playing as Felix, the royal duelist, and also a man who's stolen my heart because he commits federal crimes. We got Red, when you're here, your family, also breaks minor misdemeanors. And then, of course, we have Rube, who is playing as... Wait, I forgot. Red, you're playing Dizem, who is the Dizem of Dizems. Followed by Rube, who is playing as Snefru, our Nomish Wizard? There was a pun in there somewhere.
Yes.
I'm John Dungeon Master. I'll be your Dungeon Master for the day. Guys, I didn't even look at your nameplates when I said that. I'm just looking at your beautiful faces. Oh, how are we?
We are great.
Nice.
Fantastic.
I'm doing good. How are you, John?
How are you, John?
Great. I have been working on a garden path this past week. And my god, is it labor intensive. Unironically.
You're gonna plant.
What?
Yeah.
Get
It's thousands of pounds of limestone I'm moving essentially by hand. My back is killing me.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Maybe we should be calling you Bear Daddy.
I am Bear Daddy. Unfortunately, Corin's beard beats mine by miles and miles.
Corin, why aren't you moving thousands of pounds of limestone for your prince and
It's true.
for the prince's cousin?
And the god of your world.
I wish I had 18 strength, guys, in real life. It'd make this shit so much easier, unironically.
Hit the gym, man.
Yeah.
Time to pump iron.
I'm gonna be pumping limestone. Guys, what happened last week?
You leveled up.
Big fight.
We adopted a father.
Leveled
We're a
up.
father figure now.
We tracked
Everyone
through
drive to
miles and
save
miles of
Snefru.
woodland,
True.
Oh, yes.
in the wrong direction to find out we were on the wrong side. Then we walked into an open field. Might have been a trap. Found it was a trap because someone, which we will not name names because that would be rude, ran face first into a chimera, where we then rolled 3 natural 20s in a row to beat the surprise round, causing Snefru, Dizem, and Ursale to go before the chimera. After that, we defeated the chimera after a few fun rounds of combat where no one died at all.
No.
There was no worry at all in our heads. We had it totally under control. It was
Yonsei
not
wasn't worried. Yonsei had
It
it
was
under
not-
control.
only decided because someone may have rolled a natural 20. That's totally okay and cool. Then we went back to the strange dwarvish man who is made of fire, who lives in a tent full of fire, and we got a cool whip.
Got a whip. And where there's a whip, there's a way. That's what the orcs of Mordor have taught me. Is there anything else we might have forgotten and or missed and or cliffhung on at the end?
Someone was saying that there's paladins at our gates to the south, I think.
Oh, that's a minor detail. It's not that important.
Yeah, it's not.
The threat from the Paladins of Divinius?
Divinus, I think.
Divinus?
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
So we're
We can ask
threatened.
them when they get here. Hey, how do you guys pronounce your name?
By the way,
We call them Divinius because we don't respect them.
Tell me so I can say it wrong to hurt your feelings.
very
also
good.
we learned that I might lose a finger in a few sessions.
Yeah, you know, we might have a ring on the loose.
Oh.
Who's to say?
No, I don't think
Guys-
it's on the loose. I think it's actually quite tight.
I'm setting the scene, Red. Don't you want to play D&D? Come on, man. Guys, it is the 20th of February. You are all still in Lorne when a certain Baron Owen Jacobus strides up. I almost called him Bowen Jacobus. Baron Owen Jacobus is not the tallest, nor the strongest, nor really the bravest. He's kind of known as a weird deviant, for he is a somewhat scheming, somewhat loose cannon guy who served with the Marchette previous king? Yes, the previous king, Gilroy, I believe. He was but a squire then, but now the almost 60-year-old Owen Jacobus gives our prince a hearty bow with his stiff back, which totally does not mirror John's own, and warns, or is rather surprised that he got your letter, Your Highness, and mentioned offhandedly that he did not know you were even aware of the southern situation. And that is where we will resume our tale.
As I responded at the end of last session, I'd say sadly I was unaware of conflict brewing to the south. My letter speaks, unfortunately, of war imminent in the north. To hear tale of a southern threat worries me greatly. Come, let us sit and discuss what you know. And I bid him away from the smoking cabin of Chimera Flesh, and perhaps lead the way back to the manor house to figure out what's going on.
You head back to the manor house of our good friend Tafina Malo, who also wants to know what the hell's going on in the south, because she was more situated on the kingdom rather than the foreign nations outside of the kingdom's borders. Obviously, your crew will sit in with you, right, Glynis?
Yeah.
What else are we gonna do with our time?
I mean, unless they want to do something else. I'm not like cloistering myself away with the barons, right? My belief is that the party follows and is counsel, right, to the prince. But if they have other things that are more interesting,
You're also coming with us, Bear Daddy.
Free to go.
One of us, one of us, one of us.
Bear Daddy, do you go with them? Surely you go with them.
Yeah, I mean, they're asking me to go with them. Sure, why not?
Okay.
Good choice.
You all head to the house of Tafina Malo, and there once more you find yourselves around the great big drawing room, or this great big table inside of that drawing room. Together, you all will gain we can zoom in on any scene of this long conversation, but I'm gonna give you the summary of it, and then allow you guys to focus in on the most important bit that you guys want to focus on. And I'm also going to go to a special map called the Overworld map, if it will load, of Eos Minoris, a map we have not seen. Oh god, it's blinding! It's loading in! Whoosh. Give it 1 second. I love my resolution. I don't know about you guys.
I thought you said the other world and I was scared.
Yeah, we're going to hell. You and me, Jack.
Woo!
Let's go!
Let's go! That's
There's gonna be a lot of ordeals down there.
Guys, we are looking at the subcontinent of Eos Minoris. You are all staring at the beautiful, lovely countryside. Let's see if it is in. Oh my god, it's even somewhat to scale. That's great. Guys, the territory of Divinius, however they wish to call their stupid territory, sprouted up about 100 years ago. Same time, well, no, less than that. 50 years ago? Their first prophet moved there 100 years ago before he got burned to death, like the little heretic he was. He didn't worship
Oh
the
shit!
bear.
Is this like the people that are like trying to bring Jesus?
Yeah, kind
We're
of.
fighting Jesus?
You're fighting Jesus. Yep, you heard it here first, folks.
All right.
I don't know.
Beyonce's
I'm
got a
not really
plan.
confident.
Oh my god. The
We gotta
territory
do the
of...
He's a
opposite of what the
carpenter, we're
Romans
fine.
did. First
God
step.
damn it, guys.
Well, the Romans did work. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, you're the Romans now.
Romans,
Get it
They
together.
did work.
The territory of the Divinius people are always, or have always been, somewhat northernly focused in their expansion. Mostly because they did not want to fuck with the nation that used to have much higher borders, as well as Eagle Knights, which are somewhat difficult to counter due to the fact that they fly on giant eagles. The Kingdom of Livistio, in comparison, seems like a much easier target to deal with, mostly because it's just peasant archers, individual warriors, and a couple of fancy knights wearing stupid armor. But they have paladins who have smite, so who cares? That said, they are socially ostracized essentially by everyone due to their religious proclivities. But now, for some reason, they have been expanding
they're the
outwards into this border
They're
region.
worse.
What was that, Hen?
Just
Thanks for
disparaging
claiming
on
this
all
moment.
the on all the religions. They said they're like the Mormons. They're worse.
I don't know why you guys are making real-world comparisons to fantasy world. Come on, guys, get it together.
Yeah, I mean, come on. This is all.
There's clearly no
Clearly,
parallels. You're right.
unique religion here. They have paladins with smite, Henrietta. Come on, focus up.
There is no
God, how could
crusade.
I?
Owen Jacobus is yelling at Yonsei. This is what our out-of-character context this goes into. The territory of Divinus, though, is expanding northwards along the river. And although Owen Jacobus is not proud to admit it, he has apparently been running his own spy network without telling the king at all. As well as hiring, like, free state mercenaries to combat them. And is essentially pulling a Putin at Crimea in 2014. By literally sending his household soldiers outside of the territory he is legally allowed to do. And he is telling you this in confidence here, Glynis. Because this is, like, execution-worthy crime that he is full-on admitting to doing.
They just got lost. They didn't mean to enter that territory.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this intriguing Spanish music.
Intriguing
On a
Spanish.
Am I the only one hearing that? All right, great.
I hear like more suspenseful music. What do you?
Yeah, kind of mystery. I mean,
Like, what?
the mystery might take place in somewhere Hispanic, I guess, but
Yeah, I don't know what to say then. 'cause
Just refresh your fucking
I'm hearing like a really good like guitar solo right now, just like really gentle. You know, makes
Okay.
you kind of wanna.
Hen, refresh your thing so that we can get back to it. Glynis, Owen Jacobus tells you this situation. Feel free to ask questions in or out of character.
So the territories in between the countries, these like unoccupied territories that you have created, we've seen them before up in
Yeah.
the north of the kingdom. We entered into unoccupied territory to cut down a bunch of trees and claim a little barony for my newborn sister, right?
Yep.
Which was described as potentially seen as like hostile towards our neighbors to the north, even though that's not their territory or ours, right? So what does it look like when a country expands into unoccupied territory? I'm assuming they're not expanding right up to the borders of Livistio, right? But they're just like taking this territory north of them. Like I don't like what is the political like ramifications here, and what does it look like for like, you know, their neighbors that aren't us, right? What is this looking like?
So, buffer zones between countries is a very important thing to ensure that peace remains on the continent, or peace between nations, I should say. For many of these states, these countries, go to war with each other almost regularly. For instance, the Kingdom of Chevrolet is essentially breaking and fragmenting, and the Empire, more or less, or the Cortimus Empire, excuse me, down here in the south, seems to be egging it on in multiple ways, making sure that it continues to fracture and split. For the most part, people would like at least 50 or so miles between borders to remain as a buffer zone. And the moment one country goes into these zones with, like, military/expansionary intent, their neighbors are essentially put on notice that, like, hey, we might go even further than that. And in a world without concrete borders, because we don't have great big fences, we don't have great big walls, geography plays a large part in that, and it's somewhat hard to enforce a border of just forest and hills for hundreds and hundreds of miles. The independent townships, these little settlements that sort of live out on their own without the protection of a great feudal empire, little proxy wars and skirmishes are fought and are engaged with, where one day they will be under the protection of a Livistian baron who is friends with the mayor or whatever, and then in the next year, Livistio paladins show up, and suddenly there are tens of converts in these little hamlets. But Owen Jacobus is not saying teams of people are moving in and, like, taking over little towns and villages. He's saying there's, like, an outright army conquering them.
Sure, but, like, he's conquering, like, this... He's conquering, like, this stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Which no one owns. And I'm, like, not... I don't know, like, is this... Greg sees, like, this as seemingly unclaimed territory, right?
Unclaimed by nations. Definitely.
Right. So, like, from a nation standpoint, like, unless we want this land, or they're pushing too close to our borders.
Yeah.
Like, do I care?
Well, he is telling
Or
you the
like,
latter is
that's what I'm
happening.
trying to understand. Okay, so they're, like, coming too close to our borders or something.
Yeah. This pocket that John has
Alright.
highlighted in black has been essentially taken over.
Okay.
What is
Okay.
the highlight, John?
That's not mine. There it goes.
Fun. Well, fuck.
It's pretty concerning. The paladins of Divinius are terrifying.
Could we convince them to go around us
Not
and
sure it's
go
in the
kick
question.
the ass of the other people that are upset with us? Can we do that? What
I
if
mean,
we
do a-
promise them one whole bear?
Maybe
You will not
several,
give bears to these awful. Creatures.
Listen, all right, one bear compared to how many bears that could live? I'll take it. I'm just saying. Like, if they come here and they're like, oh, you worship bears? Great, we're gonna murder all the bears. I bet you that's what they're gonna do.
Well, then we should kill the heretics.
You know, you by yourself, I believe, could take 10.
Problem is, there is probably 10,000.
Exactly. So unless there's 1,000 of you. Quick math.
Do we know roughly how big their army is?
Bear Daddy, are there 1,000 Bear Daddies in this land?
There are,
No.
to
Well,
my
there you
count, Owen Jacobus says to you, Dyson,
Oh,
around
you keep track of the Bear
250
Daddies?
knights. Why? Why are you talking over me? You court jester.
Well, you said
Just-
it. You said why I do it, actually. You said it yourself. That's on you.
The more you engage, the longer it goes on. Just
I can
Okay.
keep going.
let it
That is
happen,
true.
accept
That is...
it happened, and just keep walking past
I
it.
could write a book right now of all the jokes I could say. Do you want
He
it?
grabs a water bottle and literally just squirts it at you, Beyonce, to get you to just be silent for a minute.
Please,
There's roughly
moisturize.
250 knights, give or take a few score, as well as a corps of paladins, which is roughly 12 to 16. And then there is, of course, their... I don't know whether to call them militia or peasants, but they're irregular fighters who are there because they feel their god wants them to be.
So fanatics.
Yes. These
It's like a
fanatics,
cult.
as you call them, are hard to keep track of. This army is not the greatest the world has ever seen by means, but their numbers are concerning. They could take a town or two of ours if challenged. Wow.
And
it would
who
be
do
a
they
fight,
worship again?
but-
What is?
We're not. It's
I'm
who they
just
worship
saying,
right now
what if
is
we,
not the top
hear me
of
out.
our
Okay, what if we created like a false messiah?
Are you able to do
No,
I'm not sure
no
they
one's
would
buying
believe
that.
I don't
Okay,
think-
all right, all right, all right.
Go
all right,
ahead,
all
I'm
right.
not stopping you. If you wish to
Too far.
pretend to
Oh.
be their false messiah, I highly beg of you to do it.
That feels like you're trying to get me in harm's way of some kind. That feels like you don't have what's
God.
Oh,
Henry.
And there Henrietta goes.
The cat kicked the internet plug.
Oh,
Janse just
Yeah,
got
did hit-
smited out of nowhere.
Some god
Welcome
just did
back.
that to her.
This is what happens when I try to move my cat out of the way.
When you claim to be the Messiah.
Like, this is what happens when I claim to be the Messiah.
The problem at
How-
hand seems that we have an army of religious warriors that will pose a problem. And are we sure there is no way to diplomatically resolve
What
this
if
situation?
Tend to be occupied.
I have no
Like,
authority.
oh, sorry,
to
we've already
diplomats.
been occupied.
That's not the way.
If you want to kill our occupiers, they're that way. Just point them towards the north, at those other guys that we don't like.
So
No one seems to like my plans.
We
I think they're
have-
pretty great. If this was a play, they'd go really well.
an army of religious fanatics to our south, who want to expand northward, which is a problematic thing because we're northward.
Yes.
And northward of
That's where we
us, we have an army of people with daddy issues who want to go south and kill Glynis's dad because of a blood feud.
That sounds like a fair characterization of Emil Hammer, for sure.
That's
Yeah.
one way to put it.
Yeah,
Uh,
Bear Daddy, could you go and be their father figure? Do you think you have that in you?
No.
Could you resolve the issues of an entire country with your father-like appearance?
I'm only interested in this country.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Fair.
We accept you, Bear Daddy.
Baron
one-on-one-
Jacobus, what are your estimations on
And
defeating?
how many spies do you have, man?
I think his spy network is not the greatest concern at hand.
He's giving a
Could be.
dead-eyed stare to Snafu, whose question never got to be finished, by the way.
What is your estimation on rallying enough forces to take care of this threat from Divinius?
Rally
We would need-
forces?
Great question. Really good.
Well, you said you think there's a score of paladins and a contingent of 250 knights plus their fanatics
Yes.
fighting that many knights.
What's a score?
it-
What is that? Like 14?
20.
20. Oof.
Yes. Like 407 years ago.
Who said that?
I have no idea. That was how old King
I think
Gilroy
it was Long
when
John
he
Silver.
Long
Yeah.
John Silver. It's an accurate history channel, everyone. We've got Jesus,
It
we've got
depends.
Romans, we've got...
Court Wizard. This is not a nation-ending force. What they could do is sack Marcion. They could burn my fort at Ostone. And then they could raid a few country villages. This is not the end of the world, it is more of a... How much damage are we willing to let them do before they realize they have stretched themselves too thin? But now that I've been informed by His Highness, the Prince, that it is Njord coming to attack us as well, I cannot help but assume these two events are happening naturally. Or
You think
without
they're working
cohesion.
together? What would Njord be able to offer them? Just like our land? Like,
Resources, maybe? Weapons?
I mean, I don't think Njord gives a shit about taking over us. I think they just want revenge. So if that's true, and the divine crazy people just want to have land and people, that could be the trade. But you know who's really in need of a messiah is Njord, actually. So maybe we should work together to take over Njord, and they can have Njord, and Gilly can marry their yeah.
Please stop.
I'm just
Owen
trying to
begs
come
of
up with
you.
unique and interesting
His eyes are
ideas.
about... He looks like he's ready to cry.
I do not like that idea. I'm so sorry.
The reason as to why they are attacking
Just throwing
us
things up the wall here.
is probably not really in the most importance right now. What I believe would be most interesting is sadly to already think about a strategy or some way to defend ourselves. I don't
they
want
over?
to pose as a warmonger, but clearly the odds are not in our favor.
I think our greatest advantage is that on both sides we have rivers that they would need to cross to get to us first, right?
Yes.
Is there a way to make them uncrossable, even if that means destroying our own bridges and isolating us for a while?
Yes.
Destroying our own bridges would be a strategic advantage, but it would only postpone them until they can make their own makeshift bridges to recross.
I mean, that's true, but I feel like if we have the advantage of A, druids that live in the forest, and B, a natural environment that is not friendly to others, that is our greatest defense right now.
If this is a coordinated attack, then simply delaying is very valuable. Allow ourselves
They're not going to
to
get along for very long, I don't think, either. They got two opposing ideas.
Delaying is our most valuable tactic, though. If we could rally enough forces on one side and knock them out before the other has time to even cross our river.
Our bear friend here makes a valid point. Delaying them would be a fair advantage. Even though, well, the paladins are not quite a nation threatening force, right? So I would believe delaying them the most would be interesting, and focusing our actual forces on Njord.
On the other hand, if we focus our forces on the smaller force, then it maybe is easier to execute and return to the main front if we can find a way to delay.
I think what's happening with Norgyo is interesting because they're fraught. Like they are in kind of like a political gray area right now in terms of leadership. Blocking us off from them not only prevents them from enacting whatever sort of war they wanted to do, but allows them to implode upon themselves as they try to solve this problem without having any like sturdy and strong person in charge.
Well, I mean, Njord has a Millhammer, so they'll fall back on him and one of the other heirs, probably. And we're downriver of Njord, so slowing their advance once the thaw comes is going to be very, very difficult. Slowing Divinius, on the other hand, we have wetlands to the south. We have Fort Ostone that Lord Baron Jacobus has marshaled his troops at. I don't know how many men the good Baron has, but in school we were taught that you need 3 times the siegers to lay a proper siege. So, depending on how many men he has, he could.
Went to school.
Oh,
Never mind. Nothing. It's okay. I know they taught this stuff in school.
I would like to add another point to what Ursale was saying. Although it might be easier to take out the forces to the south of us, if we were to try to then remove the threat permanently, an occupation of Divinius would be much more costly than an occupation of Nordia. These aren't people who are as sane as Nordia, as much as that makes no sense to say, but these are religious people. They feel that their religion is what brings them to this land.
But we've got a blood feud with them, so I don't know. I feel like, have you ever met someone from New York? They're really intense. That's probably why they get along so well, actually. It makes sense. They probably both look at each other and like burst a vein simultaneously, just thinking about how much they hate other people. And and that's how they made friends, and they became friends that way. Yeah. Do we have druids that could make the waterways even more treacherous?
Yes, we have druids.
Yes,
to answer your question.
Great.
I want to know of the Baron, if his spies have gleaned who may be leading the paladins currently in this expansion. Is there some kind of member of the church that is like in charge here, right? And how accessible are they?
Yes. His name is Bishop-Overseer Nicolau. He is a...
The name hyphen is in there, or is that just...
No, that
He's character hyphen.
I'm beginning to understand why the previous king strangled his last court jester, Your Highness. Nicolau used to be a member of the Courtimus. I believe it was some sort of shrine or clergy or human pantheon they had worshipped when he heard his true calling and then came to the territory I wish to say, a decade or so ago. He rose through the ranks quite quickly. He's totally just reading a report that he already had on this guy.
Did the person who wrote the report write down hyphen, or did they put it?
Yes, they wrote down hyphen, the full word.
Okay, great.
From what I understand, he is a soft-spoken firebrand of a zealot. He is, by all accounts, clear in his intent to destroy other sorts of faith. He is a try-hard, as they say. The paladin leader. His name is Sergius Faustus. No, wait, that is their stupid wizard. Who is their paladin?
They have a wizard.
They do have a wizard. I don't know if he's amongst them, but he is a figure I have interacted with once before. The paladin leader is named Alba, who appears to be a pyro paladin. And I don't understand if that means he just loves casting the fire smite spell, whatever that is, or if he is some other sort of pyromaniac.
Interesting.
And how accessible are they?
Are you planning an assassination, my prince?
What do you mean by accessible?
Can I reach them?
We're able to send them a nicely worded letter.
You're
I
pretty
am
good
not
at writing
sure.
letters.
Are they in the occupied territory? Where are they?
They are both in the occupied territories currently. I admittedly have not been in contact with my network in, well, as long as I've been traveling, to be honest, so around 8 days.
Understood. When your men meet these people in the territories, how aggressive are they? Is this combat on sight? Do they immediately see us as threats and look to kill us?
Yes,
They want to kill us, or do they want to
but-
convert us?
they are not here to convert. Conversion
Oh,
comes
that's
after
less fun.
conquest in every war of faith.
I'm just saying, if I needed to play a caricature to get them over here, I could do that. I could turn to, what's their god's name?
The creator.
The
Divine?
creator. He created everything. I gotta listen. I already got music. I've got a song. I could do it.
Legally, they need not care whether the forces we send outside of our borders are our soldiers. For they are not supposed to be there, much the same
I'm not
as-
asking if it's legal or if they care. I'm asking if they're shooting us with bows and arrows this moment they see us.
Yes, they are.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Simple
this is a-
answers for simple questions, please.
Do you need do you need a break, Gilly? Do you need like a minute? Do you?
No, I'm trying to get things done. I worry that splitting our forces in some way would be very detrimental. Holding Fort Ostone seems a measure worth doing, but at the expense of gathering the forces we need to defeat a full-scale Neordic invasion may be tough. It sounds as if we cannot fully rally our forces in enough number to crush these paladins before returning our gaze back north. The time runs short. We have 6 weeks, perhaps. Fewer, perhaps some more, but about 6 weeks before the thaw. I see 3 options. 1, as a member of state, I could potentially negotiate with them should they be up to it. It sounds as if they're not. We can scratch that one out. We can cut the head off the snake. This can be done with a smaller band and smaller effort than full-scale war, and allow us to gather our forces northward. Or we can beseech others to fight on our behalf here. They have long had rivalry with Chevrolet beneath them. They have had recent friction with the nation of Zuan, our ostensible allies, as Zuan's economy and theirs have clashed. Perhaps we could hold the line these couple of months with an ally's forces. How well do we know our neighbors to the far south? Could we reliably call upon them in some way?
Can you bring up the big map again?
Yeah. Chevrolet, the country to their south, is embroiled in civil war. The fact that they are not using that opportunity to expand begs many a question that my spy network has not figured out just yet.
What about Bulya?
There. I know not the state of Bulya. Well. He looks to
Turn
Malo.
in unison to Tafina Malo, yeah.
Malo has been deathly silent this entire time. Just sort of listening to everyone in silence before you finally address her. And she clears her throat. Their doge is retiring soon. The counts of Belia will hold a vote to see who takes his seat. And in the meantime, they are all distracted with each other's schemes, plots, and
Is there anyone that's not going through like some major political fiasco right now? Is everyone just decided that this is the year where they're gonna, you know?
Zwan
Usually
has
there's
been
always
stable
fiasco.
in the north for hundreds of years, I'm told.
Well, that's because they're ran by elves who are also stable for hundreds of years at a time. So,
Well, you asked a question.
all right. Here's my idea. Are you ready, Gilly? I think we just say
Hasn't
fuck.
stopped.
It hasn't stopped me, and it's never. Listen, my plans are great. All right, I've survived this long. It's got to be something.
I've survived this long.
I just think, like, let's not deal with these creator people. All right, we get our rivers running fast. We get some druids on the border to like do some sniffy, weird land stuff. I don't know, you know, like make more water go down the river when they're trying to cross, destroy the bridges, drop a tree on them. Meanwhile, because apparently your mother's, my aunt's nation is the only one that seems to be functioning right now, could we rely on them to help us with Njord?
I know not.
I've always been under the impression the Samhain nation was preoccupied with its shield wall to the wasteland. Or the Great Wastelands, as it were.
It's great. We've got 2 of their however many prince/princesses here. Plus you, Gilly, and me. So I feel like we have at least some leeway to say, hey, you have enough family here for this to matter to you. We don't need a lot of people, we just need enough. I don't think we should worry about the creator people if we could just prevent them from crossing a river.
I don't know how easy that is, right? It sounds good, right? Make something impassable. Now we don't have a problem, but like, just, I don't know if that's a thing that we can do. I guess so.
We need to talk to the head druid.
If we had much more time, there's a lot of options. We could have a general project to build a great dam, and then
when an
we don't
army of magical paladins that kill flying eagles with ease has a cleric, right, and or a wizard, right? Like, they have magical options to cross a 5-mile wide river, right?
I thought it wasn't easy for them to kill the giant eagles, which is why they're coming after us in the first place, because we don't have giant eagles.
The Kingdom of Chevalier got their ass kicked the last time they fought. The people that beat them last time were us. Either way, if we have normal people against a river, and we have magic and we make the river hard to cross, then the normal people are going to have a shit time. But if magic people come to the river and try to cross, and we try to make the river shit, I don't know how easy that is, and I don't know we could try that. I don't want to let a country take territory while we deal with somebody else and then come back and get them. That seems bad to me, and what I'm worried about is...
But we can't handle them both at the same time.
I understand. Thank you. Sure, I guess. I don't have a better plan, I guess. If we want
your plan about
we can make the river go.
Cutting the head off a snake, it's not untoward that we have a small group of dangerously adventurous people try and carefully take out the Bishop Nicola or even the paladin leader Alba.
But we would also risk making him a martyr.
And
I don't think zealots are going to be turned off by being assassinated. They're like, see, proof.
And that would be counting on not finding someone to replace them immediately.
Well, it sounds like we don't have a great option. So, Ursula, if you would put me in touch with the druids, it would be much appreciated. Let's see if we can get their assistance in keeping this river flowing as fast as possible against these paladins. While we wait for that, I want to talk to the bishop, if possible. I want to know what their intentions are and see if this can be handled without bloodshed. Sounds like riding out to meet them isn't an option. I would ask that perhaps your spy network send an offering of parley with the bishop on my behalf, as I have no men to send to do that myself currently, and I will see what they have to say. Otherwise, it sounds like the river might be our best bet. I'm loath to let them have unfettered access to the southern part of our kingdom and the people we're meant to protect. But we can't risk losing everything over a threat that could be dealt with after the fact.
No, it's not ideal.
No, it is not.
But this entire situation is kind of fucked.
We will need to review our options multiple times. We do have the river to protect us. We can cut the head of the snake. We can try
You need to talk to your mom.
What?
Gilly.
Yes,
Oh.
when we return to the capital, it is on my list of things to do. I will ask for their aid in the coming conflict, I suppose.
Mhm.
It seems unwise to spread our plans in the capital, but we're already this far.
Should we seek allies, maybe?
Yeah, is there
as in,
anything
as in other
Bollier
nations?
would take as like? They don't have to give us a lot.
Your Highness,
But
I will do my best without sacrificing the men and women I have
Thank you.
gained the loyalty of, to put you in touch with their bishop.
I appreciate that.
Indeed. If they declare war, they will be obligated to send a messenger for a brief negotiation. Obviously.
Do they abide by those expectations?
If you don't want to be seen as an aggressor,
Legitimacy
stopped.
is a powerful tool to keep others in line, and that is one thing that has kept them protected. I will go and do this task. Where can I find you in the next few days or weeks?
Here, I suppose. I'm not going to travel away from here until this is resolved, right? I want to resolve this in the next couple of days. Time is short.
As you say. I will be heading to Fort Pike to take a riverboat down to Ostone.
Oh, I see. Ostone's very far south.
If you wish to
I'll join
come
you.
with me, I will not be
Yeah.
against it.
I'll join. Yeah, I misunderstood where Ostone was compared to Lorna. I thought it was just down this road, but it's down this way instead.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll go with him.
Tafina Molo stands up as she sees that this meeting's coming to an end in her house, and awkwardly re-solidifies the deal she made with you.
Awesome.
Now that the Chimera's dead, I will need fewer people to defend my obligations along this road. The barons and knights that we will be able to call to arms to your side shall be in far greater number than they could have been. Shall we... Lorna is fairly central. Do you wish for this to be a rallying field? Or would you like it somewhere else?
Lorna's multiple days travel away from the northern Alfaros, where I believe conflict will come. I hope that, or it was my hope perhaps, that we would be on standby and ready to mobilize quickly should the first signs of war break out. But if we need a place to rally, I have created a contest of sorts for men at arms to clear out monsters in my sister's new barony. It is quite near the capital and has easy access to the roads. I think that perhaps this might be a good opportunity to gather ourselves under less suspicion near to where we need to deploy.
Understood. I will spread word that when combat arises, we shall head to her territory.
Thank you. I am once more in your debt. Thank you for your assistance in this matter. my friends, if you have any need of returning to the capital or things done now, feel free. I will be heading out with the Jacobus. You are welcome to accompany me.
Well, I wouldn't want to leave you without proper guard, my liege, but I am not sure my presence will be appreciated by the bishop.
Understood.
I am not sure what to think of it. I suppose we'll have to plan ahead later on.
Is there anything you need of us, Glynis? I know you want Risale to talk to the druids.
Yes. Beyond that, I know not. If you have plans or ideas or things you wish to accomplish, and my attention has swung once more to a new place. My head swims, but it seems it must be focused upon these paladins for the time being. If you have other ideas, things that need to be done, I am happy to have you set upon them.
Do you want me to go to the capital for anything?
If you would like. Perhaps your aunt would be amenable to discussing Zuan's presence in the coming conflict.
You mean your mom?
Yes. It's not required. I can broach the subject myself, should you require or desire.
I think we have a lot of things to do in a short period of time.
I agree.
Okay.
I worry about not having Felix around if we're traveling so close to the bishop's forces. You are the crown prince, my liege.
He's welcome to come.
I mean, I tend to follow you on the travel. Maybe just not on the meeting itself. I would like to, because I do not trust the man you are meeting, but I'm afraid... I'm not sure if my presence will make things worse.
Well, Felix, you are his personal champion. Who's
I'm also...
mostly accepted to have your personal champion close by during all times.
I was not really worried about the champion part, but more about the fiery red part. We are meeting Zeloth, after all.
Demon! You just hear echo in your
Yeah.
mind. From when you were a kid being chased by firebrands and other sort of... Look at that fiend!
Yep. Although I guess I
went
could...
with you, I could just make you look like someone else.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest that. Maybe I could disguise myself.
I mean, without magic, it's gonna be really hard.
Alrighty.
No offense.
Alright.
John's gonna
Okay.
turn this into an out-of-character delegation now. It sounds like Glynis is heading down to Fort Oathstone with Jacobus. Who's going with him? We got Snafu.
Yep.
I guess I have nothing better to do other than go down to Fort Oathstone.
Van Dysem's going with the prince. Ursale, you have been asked to get in touch with druids.
Yeah, there's a druid in the court.
Drew?
Go talk to that guy.
Who doesn't like talking to Bogvarsh? Or Bogass, or whatever his name is.
Is that
Yeah, I'm
Is
saying
that
Bear
the-
Daddy. The move.
is that the like official response from Ursale? Is like, yeah, you have.
I
one
need
in
to
your
go
court,
speak to
talk
Brog anyway.
Oh, you have to go speak to Brog. I understand. Okay.
He's
In fairness to the plan, when I asked him to contact the druids, I thought we were going to be staying relatively close to where we were because I thought we were just going to take a jaunt down this road, but we're actually going like catty corner to where we are, like 200 miles or something. So like, I thought since he was a druidic champion, he might like know the local druids or something, and I could be like, hey, can we count on you for help? But if you would like to return to the capital and talk to Brogvarsh, go for it. That sounds great. But I'm not trying to purposefully send you 400 miles away from what it appears to be a quite large delegation of the party.
Well, I mean, I guess the fundamental question is, are we splitting the party? And if we are, then it's fine that I go to the capital, right?
Sure. Yeah, up to you.
Okay.
Well, Hin, are we splitting the party?
I mean, I don't know. I don't. I am uncertain. I mean, if we do go all the way up here and we do travel all the way back to the capital, we can take a riverboat down and cut some of that time, right?
I'd say it's unwise to split the party just because of the logistics and our short window before the invasion.
Yeah, but it is because of our short window that I worry that if we're not communicating with the capital, that.
As much as I agree with you, Sniffer, I think we have so much that we need to get done in such little amount of time, talking to important people, that splitting the party temporarily might be our best go-to. Like, we have 8 days, everyone return to this spot at 8 days.
We also, frankly, need a very powerful druid to be the one making these calls, and the local druid is not going to be the very powerful druid.
I also, like, running back to the capital to ask all the, like, big NPCs for help is, like, very counterintuitive to the idea of, like, not telling the shapeshifter all of our plans, right? Like, we didn't ask the head of the state and the head of the, like, army and the head of the spy network and the big cleric for help because we have no way of knowing that they're the ones. Like, that's why we're dealing with Baron Jacobus and Tafina. And
if you'd like me to go north.
So, like, I don't know. I guess I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the concern.
My gut reaction to flood the rivers, just as Greg, is that I don't think that's a great idea, but I don't have a better plan. So it sounds good, right? Sure, I'm more than happy to go with your plan because it's better than anything I can think of. I don't want to go backwards and just be like, all right, let's go talk to all the people in the capital and like do these things with them, because it feels like that I don't know, it like invalidates the work that we were trying to do over the last like 5 sessions.
Yeah, but over the last 5 sessions we only had one problem to deal with, and now we have 2 problems to deal with on 2 different sides.
Right.
We are surrounded by problems, and we can't face
Understood.
one direction and solve one problem and leave the other one to just,
Yeah,
without
but what if
talking to
we-
them at the very least.
What if we could solve one problem and then go do the other one? What if we can take care of the paladin problem?
I mean,
What-
that's a gamble.
We
at
can
this point.
always ask
is
a
a
bunch of
gamble.
what ifs. It's not a guarantee. If,
Yeah.
Greg, you would like, I may
I don't-
have a solution to your problem.
Go for it, man.
If you'd like, I could go north, cast a spell or 2, and figure out if the people we're planning on talking to are or are not the shapeshifter.
Yep. Moonbeam the hell out of him. I like it. I
Moonbeam the queen.
I feel like I don't have direction for you. Me, Glynis, wants to go to Ostone and deal with this problem and turn north. And if you guys want to grab the head druid or whatever else and deal with things differently, I want you to feel empowered to do so, right? I don't have a good plan. I I was hoping that when the guy said, "Oh, there's paladins in Divinus," I would be able to deal with that, right? I could have a delegation to talk with them, right, and not be like, or something, right? I don't know. There's no path forward. I don't know. I don't know. Do you want to grab Glynis by the ear and force him to travel north? I have nothing. I'm gonna recuse myself from plans because I got nothing. I don't know. Drag Glynis where he needs to go.
I like the idea of having a full delegation to meet the bishop, and if anything, scare off the invasion, because it's just a conquest of freeholds at this point. So make a power play, impress upon them that cool, we're watching you, and then marshal our troops up to Niord while we scare off Divinius.
Yeah, I guess my concern is that like I'm worried that since we have two things coming from two different sides, that they are indeed working together, and as soon as we turn our attention to one, the other one is gonna like flip through and fuck things up. But from the perspective of like a team and this being a D&D game, I don't want to split us up. I would rather us stick together, but you know, trust the fact that there are adults in the capital that hopefully are intelligent.
Trusting politicians.
Trusting politicians.
That's the plan.
Wow. At the very least. But, you know, if we turn into the merry group of, you know, Glynis the Forsaken Prince, you know, seeking revenge unto those that destroyed his home, that'd be cool too. So.
That would not be very cool.
Let's go together.
All right, so we're going together. Corin, north or south?
I think it's probably best to head back to the capital just because it's closer.
Hen, north or south?
South. Fuck it. Fuck.
Jeff, north or south?
I'm gonna say south.
Red, north or south?
I think it would be wiser to head north.
I always call you Sneferu. Brains falling apart.
Ruby.
I do. Ruby. Yes, thank you. Jesus, Greg. North or south?
I hate to make it a tie, but south.
Okay. In that case, Glynis's casting vote is his initial intention to head south. So let's go to Ostone. Hopefully we will find some local druids that can like help us with the river problem. I'm assuming that a champion of the druids might be able to know or find or figure out where the locals are. And I will try to get in contact with the bishop, Nicolau, or the paladin Alba in the few days we're there.
Okay. Sounds
if
like a
all
plan.
else fails, we kill the bridges and flood the fucking river.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's kind of the working plan.
Guys, we're going to take our first break now, and on the other side of that break, we are going to Diplomance, the newest magical school. We'll be right back. Woo! Hello, we're back, everyone. We are getting on a riverboat. Exciting times. Spicy salsa music. Let's turn that down.
That was good music.
It is good music. I agree. That's why I'm playing it. Hell yeah. We are heading out to Fort Pike. Notably, the territory of Tobin Wymark. Supposedly Livistio's most terrifying fighter, or strongest man, or something along those lines. Let us not play Gateway to Hell, which is fun, but also spooky.
Just because he has one more strength than me, John. Come on.
Oh no. You guys start heading out with with Jacobus and his gang of goons, who will be moving you all along. Everyone is mounted or sharing a horse, and you are on a rickety dirt path. It is 100 miles to the thing. Let's see if anything happens on the road. Otherwise, I'm just going to fast forward us to the riverboat, unless anyone says they want to do something else? Question mark?
Nope.
Okay.
If we have short rest, I'm gonna try to use Arcane Recovery to get a spell slot back.
Yeah, that's a
you
good
will
point.
have
I would like a short rest.
Multiple short rests, guys. Go ahead and do any short rest memes now. There should not be much combat, and if there is, you got Jacobus and his goons to do all the heavy lifting. What is this?
Oh.
Who'd we lose?
Oh,
And
a cat attacked in again.
Oh no. My internet has died. Let me move to our break screen for just a minute here. And hopefully she will join us. As we all use Theater of the Mind. I also have to look up something on my random calendar. Because I love
Did we get a long rest recently?
No.
No, I don't believe so.
Well, that's weird. Because my shit took me back like at 4 hit dice when only one was left.
Does it
It
do that?
probably- Level
I-
up, yeah.
Yeah, it's because I leveled up. Yeah, but I remain at 1, right?
I believe so.
But like, yeah,
Okay.
I'm not doing the JRPG thing where I get like all my life and stats back because I leveled up.
Yes. I wish Henrietta didn't just disconnect, because I need everybody to roll me a 1d20.
Ooh, spooky.
just raw.
On it.
Just raw.
Ooh. Nice.
We got an 18. We got a 9. We got a 17. We got a 4.
No, we just don't know if we want to roll high or low.
Exactly. And
12.
12. I'm performing CPR. Oh god. It actually doesn't matter who rolls high or low. It's whoever gets closest to my d20. That way we keep things fair. And it is a 9. Who got the 9? Ooh, Ursale. Oh,
Ooh.
Henrietta's coming back. We may have a tie. If we have a tie, that'd be interesting.
I would love that.
Any moment. Well, we know Ursale is there for sure. And Ursale, it is nighttime. You are halfway to Fort Pike. Everyone is camping out in small tents around campfires close to the road. It is chilly, but not snowing, luckily enough. It has been only a few days since the last snow. And that river, or not river, the lake, due to being so low to the ground, a basin, caused lots of coldness to settle in on that area. Ariana, welcome back. Maybe.
Oh god.
Alright, we can hear you. Perfect.
I'm here.
I'm switching
I'm alive.
back to game. Hen, can you please roll me a d20 for me?
Oh god.
Just for fun.
Just for
You
fun.
want a 9.
I want a 9?
You want a 9.
I want a 9. Alright, I'll keep
Yes.
that in mind. Let's see if that's what happens.
That's slightly more than a 9.
That's slightly more than a 9. Is that good? Is it good that it's more than a 9?
It means you're warm, sleeping in your tent, and not eating the shitty, somewhat cold, but better than last night's cold. Ursale, we still focus on you. It is a lovely night. It's well after midnight now. The sun's still a bit far off. But you are enjoying your solitude? Question mark? What's it like for you traveling with these people?
Noisy.
Yeah.
There is a jester just constantly interjecting things,
Yeah.
calling me Bear Daddy. I mean, I think it's weird. I don't think Ursale has judged too many of the party too severely at this point. They certainly helped him, and he's willing to return the favor.
Very true. They even gave you money.
Okay.
I don't know. Does that matter to Ursale? Getting money? from
I just put it with my big pile of money that I have in my backpack.
Okay.
I actually never gave him his bet money. Still in my pockets.
Rip.
I gave him a note.
Ursale, while you are dwelling on your new friends, your new party, companions, whatever you wish to call them, you hear above you, on a tree bough that no longer has leaves, but also has been shooken free of any snow from winter, a bird, scraw, above you.
Nice burn impression.
There's a bird scrawling above me.
Yeah. You look up, there's a black feathered corvid.
No one's hearing my bird noises. They're really
Does
good.
it? So I think I would probably know that druids sometimes use animals as messengers. So I guess I'm looking for signs that it is some kind of messenger or magically affected animal.
Yeah. Give me a Arcana or Insight or Nature even, I can see.
Sure. Those are really good, I'm sure.
You can give me, can you argue for athletics? You just throw something at it to determine if it's the right reaction? What?
No, I mean, I have animal handling, so I guess maybe I could
Yeah,
try
that
to see
could've
if it
worked.
reacts like a normal animal.
For sure. It would have been an animal that you could have handled, for sure. If you would have liked to roll that or tell me its modifier.
+3.
Okay. That would bump your original 10 to a 13. You look up upon this crow, and you see not the normal sign of druidic involvement or even of shape changing with this creature. However, you do get the tinge of something wrong with it. It's far too early in this morning for this crow to be out and about. Even birds sleep. And out here, staring at you, bringing attention to you, or to it from you.
Spies of Saruman.
Is it a spy of Saruman?
I think I spend a moment contemplating if the early bird gets the axe.
Jesus Christ.
I think for now I will leave this bird alone. And I will look around to see if there's anything else it's trying to draw my attention to. It scrawled. It drew attention to itself, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't want to remain hidden. It wants us to know it exists. So yeah, I guess I'm just looking about, seeing if there's anything else that's out of place or strange.
Yes. If you would like, you can throw me a perception check.
Absolutely, John.
As I make
All these
sure
things I'm very good at.
I know it can do what I think it can.
The sun is upon me.
Praise.
You stare at its eyes. And for maybe a 6 to 12 second period here, Usale, you see that its eyes, normally just small black dots that blend in perfectly with its feathers upon its face, have turned to a almost cat-like yellow. 6 to 12 seconds would give you a reaction or action if you have one committed. What would you like to do?
No. I mean, I don't... Right now, I think I'm still just observing this thing that's drawn my attention.
And as you let the moment pass or slip, you watch as the crow looks back, its eyes going to its normal coloration, and it scraw, and then takes off into the night.
I guess I will return to the rest of the group.
Yeah. They are
Someone wants us
asleep.
We're all asleep.
Okay. You're all asleep right now. All right,
You
I'll
could
wait
till
then.
morning, or bring it up in the
Yeah.
morning.
Shake one of us awake. The crows.
The
I
crows.
don't see it as a necessary thing to wake anybody for this.
Okay. Come the morning, you can alert the party to the strange encounter you had.
I think someone wants us to know that they're watching.
What? We have a voyeur?
They
Do you think it's some kind of intimidation trick?
Are they into us?
I don't know who would be watching or why, but
What was watching?
well, it was this bird that I just finished explaining to you guys all about.
It was an act. Oh, it was a real bird, just like a full-on bird.
It looked like a bird.
Sometimes it's people pretending
Scrawled like a
to
bird.
be birds. Sometimes it's, was it like a snefru type bird?
What do you mean by a snefru type bird?
You have birds that
You
do
see this
for you?
Oh,
pointy-hatted
toad.
man is not a bird.
Yeah, but he has a bird that does things for him sometimes.
I do have a bird.
He does have a bird.
Bird is the word.
You
I-
didn't ask the bird.
You know birds usually don't speak, right?
You didn't catch the bird.
Someone wanted us to know that they were watching. That's what
You
happened.
didn't show the bird your butt as like an act of defiance. Watch this. No. Okay. All right.
You
no
have
one
very
here.
strange ways to handle birds, Yancey.
I'm just going down the list of how I respond to people watching me. You know.
Keep Tove away from Yancey. Check.
Tove and I would be best buds. I would give Tove.
Do you know how
I
many
would give
times
Tove
Beyonce
a
gets
toad
drunk
any
with the
day.
City possums? It's more than once, guys.
So yeah.
Who would be watching us?
My mom. Not really. I don't know who my mom is. I'm just joking.
A bird?
Someone is monitoring us, as in making sure we are either on the way they want us to be.
Or if they're seeing where we are, so they could do something somewhere else.
Yeah.
Well,
Did it seem menacing?
well,
What was their
the-
vibe?
They wanted us to know they were watching.
Yeah, that's the part I'm afraid about. Do you think they understood that you saw them?
And it wasn't a druid.
Because the main thing that I can take out of this is some kind of intimidation.
I'm not
Weird
intimidated
way.
by a bird.
Some weird way to say we know where we are, we know what you're doing.
Snefru, do you think you could send your bird to go find this bird and do like a bird fight?
Or there's an important piece of information that we get by knowing somebody is watching us that they want to surreptitiously give to us. Like someone who's... Did I hear you mention like there was a spy master that was missing?
I don't know if
the
he's
spy minister
magically
uses.
inclined.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
I mean,
He's an uncle, in fact. when
does he
you're
have
daddy.
spies that are magically
He's, like, below
inclined?
you in terms of ability.
Anyone
He
could have
doesn't really
spies that
talk
are
about
magic.
his method,
Yeah, we don't really know much about him.
Do we know
which
anyone
makes him a great
that
spy
would
master.
Have him?
It makes me really
Have
good spy
a-
master.
Bro familiar?
Snefru will call upon Tove and then ask him to fly around and like patrol as they travel.
Tove is an owl, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Silent.
I'm calling the slowest flying bird to patrol.
I need you to fist fight
The
the
slowest
nearest
and
crow
most
or
obvious.
raven you can find. Yeah.
You throw down.
He will
throw
circle
down.
around you during
Owls will
the
eat
day
smaller birds.
until
There's
he
a
gets
female
tired and exhausted, and you know, crumbles, falling into a river at some point, if you don't ever recall him back or rest. But I do believe
No,
familiars
he
get
he
tired.
has. Yeah, they do get tired. So his operating protocol, or my request to him would be, hey, when you fly around, when you get tired, come back.
Okay. Then he will do that. And you all will make it to Fort Pike, which is kind of unimpressive. It's essentially a fortified structure, mostly made out of wood, on a hilltop with a small trench or ditch under or in front of it that sort of guards this road and bridge, which the stream can't see. Move it slightly. Right outside on the other side of the river is the town of Cleon. Cleon, well, we don't need to get into the history of every town or thing we see if we're just stopping here for a moment.
It's not ours.
It's not yours.
It's not
But
our
this
town.
is
who
the
cares?
furthest west I believe most of you have gone, at least in Livistio. It's
Yeah, I've
very
never been
much
this
an
far west before.
outskirt
I've never
growing
been this
town.
far in my life.
Yeah, it wasn't until actually I started hanging out with Gilly that I even left, like, the palace. So.
You should get
Wait,
out
were
into the
you
woods more.
there? When did Yonsei come to Livistio? Were they, like, always there as a kid?
I think I just like to play this joke where Yonsei is just like, you know, am I second in line for the throne? Have I been here this whole time? Did I just arrive like a couple of months ago? Like, are my parents dead? Are they alive? Like, who knows? You know?
The international
No one knows. I
man
can
of
always play a
mystery.
joke about it, right?
Okay, I guess. Is there anything we want to do in Fort Pike, or are we just getting on the first riverboat we can?
Going on
I
a river.
think we're just getting on a riverboat.
Okay.
Maybe keep an eye open for any suspicious
Yeah,
bird.
keep an eye
but,
open for any weird animals.
Yeah, but besides that, nah, I think we're good.
There is a possum which gets on Yonsei's radar immediately, as it sort of like is balancing awkwardly on a yard fence, trying to, you know.
Are you with the
sort through
Halfling
garbage.
Mafia?
You just
Pointing at
stop
the
for a
possum.
moment to question the possum. Just hisses at you.
Do
then
they
keels
reach
over.
out here? Is the Halfling Mafia the one that sent these creator people after us? Gilly, they're after. This is all my fault, man. I'm sorry. I question them too much. Like,
All
I'm
the
in too deep.
mafia.
Yeah, it's all the
Damn
Halfling
halfling.
Mafia. They're after me. All right. I saw something I shouldn't have seen. Okay. This is all just too much.
Nice.
The
We cracked the
spirit
code.
of
It's
the
over now.
halfling.
We just got tracked
We
down.
got the,
the
yeah,
halfling.
we figured out what the Ordeals are. The Ordeals are the Halfling Mafia. We're done.
It's just been
On
the
that note-
Halfling
Track
Mafia
down all
the
the
entire
halflings.
time.
It's always been the Halfling Mafia.
This war is just a backdrop that's supposed to be super unimportant. It's all been about them.
They're starting a war so they can take control. That's what they're doing, all right? This is how they get you, okay?
You guys
You have any
hop on a
halfling
river.
friends? Not one. See?
I have halfling friends. They're quite nice.
Oh, well, okay. Well, you're also short, so maybe they just thought you were a halfling too.
Jesus Christ. Let me calculate how long it will take for you guys to get down to Fort Oston. It is a casual 250 to 300 mile journey. A
You were gonna say
riverboat going
days.
with water. You guys can easily clear 70 miles a day. That's what, fucking 3 or 4 days. No big deal.
Cheers. 3 or 4 days on a boat. Ugh.
Let's just do a casual Malo family special roll. Oh, it's smooth sailing, guys. It's so smooth. The weather doesn't turn once. There's a strong, almost warmish breeze. Not quite winter, not quite spring, but somewhere in between that strikes at you guys, pushing you down further and further into the marshlands, through the main flow, all the way down to Fort Ostone. Hey, that rhymed. I'm a poet. I wasn't even aware of it. Hopping off after... Fuck it, we'll say 3 days. Just get a good wind. On the 25th, you will arrive at Fort Ostone. And you will see that it is much different from the one of Fort Pike. There is no settlement right next to it. In fact, it looks purely militarily occupied and driven. Its garrison is also 2 to 3 times larger than the one at Fort Pike. And you can mostly tell that due to the campfires you see. It has a multi-ditch / trench system that runs between it and the river itself. Excuse me. The land immediately around this area has been cleared from any trees or any cover at all. And it also has, quite prominently, 2 siege ballista that are proudly / somewhat openly displaying here on great big earthen embankments inside the fort walls. Yeah. When
Who's the Baron here again?
Jacobus slaps you in the face and says, "Me, I am. I traveled with you this entire time. I've stated multiple times to you specifically on set. This is my fort. I have been granted the feat to fortify this.
I was gonna ask, do you have any unwed children or something? And I was gonna make a joke about how you can join the family, but now that you've slapped me, all right, Gilly, don't even consider this guy or his children or nieces and nephews or cousins or I don't know."
He just considers
Ridiculous.
for a moment. I think I have a brother.
Oh, no more.
If you want him, you can have him. I don't care.
We're not marrying into this family anymore. I said it. I decided.
What a shame.
I know.
Uh,
I was so excited.
Very impressive
I believe I
fort.
was just slapped.
Thank you. I have spent the past 8 months fortifying it.
Why the 8 months specifically?
I think that's just when you started.
I'm not going to deign that with an answer.
Am I supposed to know the answer?
No.
I think he started 8 months ago because that's when he started.
That's when it started.
Why did he start?
Dawson is quite smart.
Do you remember the conversation that we had just a few short days ago that
No.
feels really like 30 minutes?
Don't.
There's these people that you might know of that live in a place that you might know of. And they are doing something which you might know. And that's the
The
answer.
Halfling Mafia?
It's Divinus. Divinus is encroaching on this territory.
Oh, that's
Remember that
right.
whole thing?
Oh
Before?
god, that's
You
what
got a
happened for
50-50
you.
shot of getting it.
This is the conversation that surrounds you, Glennis. You are given a somewhat princely treatment by the soldiers here. You know, most forts don't really have too much... Like, it doesn't take a lot of people to hold a fort. The fort, or rather, Fort Pike only had about 50 or so standing soldiers there. There is about 3 times as many, so 150 regular soldiers of Livistio, essentially men-at-arms, who seem quite livid, passionate, energetic, whatever you want to call it. And when they see, like, who's carrying your banner right now? That's my question.
Well,
If
my
it's
banner
Yonsei,
men-
he's just like waving it around while he talks. Just
That works.
that works.
Or
yeah.
Felix.
Or
Yeah, I mean,
Felix, the normal
can-
person.
Yeah, that would fit, I guess. I'll carry it.
Hands it off to Felix.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Glynis, you and your banner are taken keen note of by the regular soldiers here. And after going through a wooden gate that seems to be reinforced on the foundation by some kind of stone or brick, you are taken into the main encampment, where there are several dozen tents neatly lined up and in rows, as well as a few civilians, mostly menders, armorers, and cooks, who are clearly present. Owen Jacobus points out where some of the supply tents are for like rations and medical supplies and other things you might find of interest and note. And we'll kind of state they get them moved every couple of days, just in case there are any spies amongst you all.
Sure.
But for now, they're on the interior. And then he'll take you into the main wooden structure, which is a small, very small base of operations that double as his private quarters. He kind of has, I don't want to even call it an apartment, it's pretty much a closet that he exists within, outside of doing his job. As he comes up, he will look to his lieutenant, which will immediately start filling him in, and after around 20 minutes or so of boring day-to-day activities of how long he's been gone for these past weeks, they will get to his next action of, we need to make contact with the bishop. Who can we use to do that? And the lieutenant...
I actually... Oh,
Yes?
sorry. I was going to whisper in the prince's ear, or like tug at his sleeves to whisper in his ear. I could use the skywrite spell and put a message out. Bishop Nicola, the prince will parley. Meet here at dawn.
But doesn't the skywrite spell make everyone see that?
I mean, within...
If you can see the sky.
I just
Yeah,
want
if you can see the
out,
sky.
Anywhere in the
Sneffer
world.
grabs Glynis's arm, whispers in his ear. Yonsei immediately comes in a friendly ear, and immediately is like, "Can't everyone?"
I'm sorry, was that a secret? Was that...
Nah, it's just really funny.
I want to slide in just, what are you guys doing?
Like, this is the treatment to secret stuff. What's the point if you're not obvious at this point?
I mean, everyone's gonna see it anyways if you do that. What is the point of whispering it?
Just offering it to the prince.
I think this is a relatively good idea. I will broach it to the assembled generals. What are our thoughts on using skywrite in this way to save our men?
The lieutenant's all for it. He's like, hell yeah, I don't have to risk one of our agents. That sounds great, dude. He's super casual. My bro, my
Hey,
buddy.
bro.
Love it, dude. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
More than a message, it's a statement. It clearly shows that it shows confidence. It shows that we are not afraid to show where we are meeting. And it could also lead them to believe it's kind of a trap.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be.
Can we send your bird with a message, and like even if they shoot the bird down, the message is gonna be there still?
I would need to know where to send Tove. This kind of gets around that. They can see it.
Okay. Wherever they are, they can see it. What if we get someone coming here who pretends to be the bishop, but isn't the bishop?
Oh, Diasim's got Zone of Truth. We're covered.
That's so true.
Okay.
Right, John?
Yeah,
So
hey.
true.
If he's gonna zone of truth you right back, bro.
We're all in the zone of truth.
The zone
You zone of
of
truth.
the quantum
We
truth.
can both zone of
No,
truth
I
each
zone of
other.
truth. You're zone of truth.
He's lying.
I
He
cast
has to
silence.
save. Okay.
I'm just gonna cast silence. None of us gets to cast Zone of Truth now.
Based.
You've ruined it.
Skywrite. Let's see it. Post it in chat.
Let me post it.
Can I
Knock this
skywrite
out.
a love letter to someone?
Ooh.
If you
Command
skywrite.
words to form in a part of the sky. The words appear to be made of
Words.
cloud. And remain in place for up to 1 hour or until you break concentration.
Send a drill tweet.
A strong wind can disperse the cloud and end the zone. Okay. It looks like you can do this up to the high stratosphere.
Damn.
So, yeah. This should, by all means, work. People will be able to see this for hundreds of miles.
His name was Bishop Nicolau.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yes.
And how do we spell that?
Nicolau.
Oh, thank you for telling me. I didn't actually care.
Why did you ask? Why am I getting...
That was.
How do you spell
Really
it? I don't
funny.
care.
Thank you for telling me I didn't care. It was the funniest thing. Holy
Jesus.
shit.
Listen,
PvP is
I
getting
have a job to
enabled.
do, and that job is to make people laugh. So
I was thinking 1, 2, 3.
I don't care.
Count them.
Bishop Nicolau, the prince will parley. Meet here at dawn. But dude, we do a quick cutaway of like, I don't have the fly spell. Fuck. How can I get over it?
where's here?
If a bishop shows
Hello?
up like flying in the sky, I will have the most giggles.
I mean, that would be metal. Just a
I'm
bishop
waiting.
flying.
It's just Voldemort chasing. Oh.
He
I
just
think it'd
go
be really
diag-
funny if he skywrites back, where is here?
Yeah, where is here? Here could be anywhere.
I would imagine like I'm centering it over the bridge,
Okay.
kind of.
Can you slide
So I
like
figured-
an arrow in the sky message?
One, you have to
Can we do
dedicate one
emoji?
word to just a big V to point down. And any of
Okay, I take at out and meet here. Dawn arrow.
Okay, perfect. Tie some LV. True. You cast this spell above the bridge. For hundreds of miles, these guys will see it. And you know, when a prince is using the sky to send a message, how can you possibly refuse?
It's also great because they're like religious zealots, and the fucking sky was like, "Come meet." Oh,
Okay, any preparations you guys want to do until we're at dawn, I suppose. But what if they're like
That's
700,
dawn.
200 miles away and they're like, we gotta get there by dawn or we're fucked.
You know, 2/3 of the time, if you know Druidic and look up at the sky, you can see messages because they just always are skywriting.
I gather Baron Jacobus and all of my
That's like their
companions
texting.
and everyone who has a leadership position in the fort of some kind, right? And I basically sit them all down and say, my hope is to resolve this without the need of force and arms. I need to know anything I can use as leverage in the coming negotiations. Yancey, I was certain you would be first. Please enlighten me with your wisdom. Let us form
Okay,
a plan.
If it goes really
Immediately,
bad, what if
somebody
we-
cuts off Yancey, a young pup soldier who has no idea who you guys are, and he immediately says, they won't stop until they convert us all to their stupid religion. I say all for
I
the
was
bear
talking.
mother.
Is this what I'm like?
I
Yes.
look at him. I look at him with sincerity, and I say, I approve of your zealous belief in our cause. and I am happy to see you strengthening our numbers. But unfortunately, we cannot crush them all now. We must delay, and this is the path that we will come to one day. But we must act only when the time is right. For there are 3 ways to win a fight: to hit hard, to hit fast, to hit when the time is right.
He
You will
begins to
learn these
cry in
things
front
one
of
day.
you. I'm sorry. I'm just very emotional.
At least he's
My
dedicated.
hand was raised. Okay, it was my turn to speak.
It was my turn.
I waited.
This guy
I was
steps
gonna
down.
say that if things go bad, I feel like we should have the bridge ready to just break under their feet, because I think that'd be really funny.
Okay.
They get all puffed up and they're like, "The creator says," and then they just.
Sneffer, do you have a remote detonation spell for the bridge?
Let me. And he opens his spell book and starts going through it.
Dives and do like a weird tentacle thing and drag him into the depths of the river.
I still don't think you fully understand what clerics do. Like, I think you have this weird ideas in your head.
I
What
got
do you think I do as my living?
I don't. Why would I know? Do you think I watch you all the time? Like, to be fair,
I'm a
mostly...
religious entity. I follow a religion.
I mean, druids do too, and they do a lot of stuff. So
That we still don't quite know.
That's different. They follow a druidic religion. I follow my own religion, which
okay.
gives me my belief in power. They get theirs.
You also
from nature.
worship some sort of animal with tentacles. You're
Okay.
basically a druid.
I do not have a spell to drop a bridge, but I will work on that. Give me a year.
We will keep in
Only
mind
you two,
bridge.
that's nephew.
We will keep in mind bridge dropping. Any other plans?
Anything
knowledge?
else, please.
What can we use to gain the advantage we need in this coming conversation?
I mean, do you want me to
What?
kill someone? Like, what type of advantage are we talking about?
And what is in what
Make you look
spirits
really
do you go in this negotiation?
How untoward can we be towards the party from Divinius? Can we backstab them? Can we plot their demise in case?
Well, I appreciate your bloodthirstiness. This will be necessary in the world to come. But at the time of this negotiation, I am looking to delay conflict with Divinius, to turn their attention away from our borders so that we can focus on the north. If we must kill them, then we shall. But we need to be prudent. Yancey, I could not help but notice you may have something to add.
Okay, so we have like a couple plans here, right? Either we come off looking really badass and they're like, oh, we don't want to mess with these guys, right? Or we come off looking like, what if we already believe in the creator? All right, what if like we show up there and they're like, the creator says hello, and we're like, and also unto you, and then they're like, oh, they're already converted. We don't have to do any work here. Like the prince is on our side already. Okay, bye.
Who here thinks they want to go up to a group of people and say, yes, I believe in the same religion?
Listen, this is just if we're wanting to do theater, that's like the most theater thing you can do. Okay.
It's not that much that they will believe it or not. It's more like if we go to them saying, yes, we praise your god, they might have
follow-up questions.
also, but no, the one
Their
I'm
god
looking
could
for
strike us down.
is reclamation. Like they might like say, oh, fine, then if you already worship a god, let's do that. Let's how about you surrender those lands because the god said so.
Yeah,
Alright, alright, fair enough. I just think it would be really funny.
I mean,
That's fair.
it would be, but
It could also be
Oh,
extremely
oh.
insulting because I don't know anything about the creator, and if
Also
I'm in charge
dangerous.
of hair and makeup, we're doomed.
speaking of makeup,
Are you sure you want to do that? What if you just stand behind Bear Daddy? No one can see you.
I mean, it's large. It's large that's in a good way.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the horns will still stick up.
We can say it's a bow and arrow on Bear Daddy's back.
Um,
Well, let's
for this precise point, I would turn to Prince here, seeking his wisdom on the matter. Should I be this
You're
guy?
too worried about what you look like.
Should I beat this guy? I'm sorry.
No,
What?
should I? No, should I be disguised? I mean,
Be disguised.
Yeah.
Does anyone at the conference of assembled geniuses know whether or not Divinus hates tieflings?
They are xenophobic to essentially every human, with half hyphen humans getting the pass most of the time. So they don't really care about halflings, half elves, or half orcs. They kind of pity them, but they are very human.
So the answer is yes, they hate tieflings.
God, Greg, let me expand, please. Yes, they hate tieflings.
I just realized you guys missed my hyphen joke again.
So, in that case, yes. Why don't we attempt to disguise the tieflings so that we aren't immediately causing friction, right?
I mean, but Steffer's also gonna be there, and Bear Daddy looks to be half bear, and then there's Dizem. I mean, then we're both half elves. Like, none of us fit their ideas of.
Well, I was
all
going
of us.
to, for prudency, I was going to leave my hat in my room.
But you're still really short, and obviously not a human.
That's what you think.
Do they hate?
Do I think
Gnomes?
Do they
Gnomes
hate
are
gnomes?
fey,
He's humanish.
is what they consider. So yes.
Okay.
They hate all of us. There's no
And,
winning.
yeah.
do they hate half elves?
No,
Yeah.
they
They're
got a
the
pass.
pity half elves.
Your
all right,
half-elves
half-elves
get a
get a
pass.
pass.
Great.
What if we like cover up your ears, Snefru, and you just say you're a
All right.
half?
Let's just fuck it. Let's just show up full regal force.
Yeah.
Right? Banner flying. Let's trim like a banana leaf and give you 4 extra rings on your hat. Right? Like let's like get the horns polished to a gleam. Right? Like let's just
Some
go full.
rings
Let's
on
get
there.
Let's get
You know, I got
6
some rings
extra
on that
eyes
side.
on different tentacles, right? Like let's show off a little, right? We'll
are the
just
land
be
of
full force.
monsters.
Let's show
If you want
confidence.
some
Yeah,
tentacle
yeah.
jewelry, I have rings that fit that too.
You're not touching my tentacles.
I wasn't gonna touch them.
Okay,
never-
ball out. Prince says
That's
ball out, we
gross.
ball out.
Ball out.
I'll wear my cloak.
Yeah,
That's
It'll be
about
my
all I
most
got.
courtly gesture.
Now that we've decided to ball out, is there any other preparations we should make?
Can we get like some beard stuff to put on Bear Daddy? Just slick him up.
No.
Get like a really tight V-neck on him.
We can
No.
we can get a tight V-neck
Some
and some
gold
beard oil.
chains.
All right, so it seems as if the assembled parties know little of Divinus or of politics. So why don't we call our preparations there? Unless, like as a group, our group preparations I think are well and truly taken care of there. But if you guys have individual things you want to do before the showdown, now would be an excellent time.
Anything that we know about their leadership would be great. Like, are these guys driven by political motives? Are these guys true believers? Like, the way that you handle a true believer is way different than you handle a political operative, right?
Yeah.
From what we know, they
My
are
opinion
very
is that they're true believers.
yeah. They're very pious people.
The question is not whether
Not
they
pious.
are, or the question is whether their leader is.
The bishop
Probably.
is the one we want to talk to is a true believer, from what we know.
Okay. Then
I had a question, Your Highness, about sorry, Ursali.
I was gonna
That's
say
probably
if they're a true believer, then simply threatening them may not do the trick.
We're not trying to threaten. We're trying to show a force of don't fuck with us, we won't fuck with you.
I'm just-
On that
get
specific note, do we frame the parlay as a very strong but comfortable parlay? Like,
have some like
do we
food and seats out.
tables and chairs? Or is it like
some,
we
hors d'oeuvres? We want some like deviled eggs or like.
We'll have like
salad.
on the bridge. There's a table. We're on one side. They're on
Some
the other.
croissants.
Snefru points his wand at the young man who spoke up earlier. We need tables and chairs on the bridge at dawn.
Of course! He
Love that
immediately runs to do it, not needing any other reason. At one point,
Love
someone's
it.
like,
Bring
who was
wine?
that guy? What was that guy's deal? Jacobus just looks annoyed.
Jacobus, are you sure you don't want to marry into this family? I think you'd be a great addition.
When they create a foldable
Really?
chair, I'm gonna strike you with it from like a high.
A foldable chair. Not just any chair. It has to be specifically
Foldable,
foldable.
Yes.
I feel personally attacked right
Jacobus
now.
just hates Yonsei out of the gate. Like, he's seeing nothing but disrespect come from his gesture.
Here comes Jacobus with the steel
Lost
chair.
it. Jacobus with the steel chair.
Oh my god.
He climbed the cage! He's got a steel... we
I'm
cut
climbing
away
the
from
cage. Get outta
WWE
here.
and Raw references. To... I suppose jump to
So-
the bridge? Question mark? Or do we still need more prep?
I have a little bit more to say.
Okay.
We have to
That's
come
very
to them
nice.
with something that we're offering them, right? Like an acknowledgement they're allowed to expand into that region that you were saying that you don't care about, Prince. Say,
In
if we can
fairness, Greg
officially
doesn't
acknowledge.
care. I don't know if Glennis. I was trying to figure out if Glennis should or does. But yeah.
We have to
or-
offer them something, I think, or there's just no chance, right?
Sure, heard. Yeah.
Could we offer them nothing and get away with it? Like, you keep the lands you've already taken, and we won't declare war. You offer them
Would
nothing.
you like a church? Do you want a church?
Maybe we could have had like a symbolic gift as a start.
How about
A
Yonsei
really
converts?
cool hat. I'll convert. I'm okay with that.
Yonsei would not survive in a nunnery. I don't think Yonsei would
I'm not
be
saying I'd
lynched.
stay there, but I do the initial part.
Can we offer them nothing, you think, guys? Like, you keep the lands you've already occupied, but no more, or we declare war? Or is there something additional we would have to offer?
I don't know.
Well, the thing is,
I
if
don't know what they want.
if it is a coordinated assault as we think it is, declaring war is actually what they want.
I've changed my mind. I want everyone to show up in full bear regalia.
Got it.
Wait,
I want
Oh.
everyone to.
Yes,
I want.
yes. We're in
I-
theater,
so-
baby.
So this is my theory.
Bear Daddy,
There-
pose for me. I need to do some drawings.
They're religious, and their philosophy is the creator of all things includes many gods. I want to show up and say we are a pious people that believe in the bear goddess who created all things. We share similar beliefs. I have recently killed this horrific beast of Tichondrius, no, Tiamat. that has been plaguing our lands. Like we're we are keeping our lands pure, and I'm going to offer them the whip as a like, look at this, look what I have created for you, or like found for us, right? This is yours as an offering. We are of similar concepts, right? And let them like figure that, like I don't know, like let go down that path with them, right? Where it's like a shared like goal, and then give them the lands and say, we are comfortable with you keeping what you have, but further encroachment concerns us, blah 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 blah, right? Like I just like, let's start on that foot so we have something to give them.
Make them off guard.
I
Sure,
would
these lands were
Call
gifted
back
to
that
the
guy
bear
that ran
mother.
off earlier.
I mean, we can take them back later.
Where's that kid that went to get chairs and stuff?
Do I also have to wear bear garb?
Yes,
Or can I
part
just-
of our country.
Yes. This is theater.
Informed.
I need 5 bear rugs, needle, thread, leather.
It's just
Can't
temporary.
just, like,
We have
Deck
animal
myself out
bones
in
around here.
my
Give me
own
some
religious
possum
garb.
skulls. Just really, really good possum skulls.
No.
Snefru will go around asking people if the party can temporarily borrow their religious accoutrement,
Yeah.
bear
for sure.
symbols, bear robes, bear hats. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I'm proficient in disguise kit. I don't know if that lets me make costumes, but
I think it's definitely piecing costumes together and creating like a ensemble for sure. As
Alright.
well, I'm not gonna quote anyone, but for sure, if you guys want Yonsei to helm this disguising, please give me a disguise. kit
excuse.
roll.
This is the clothing line. All right. This
Clothing
is
line.
this is the clothing line. All right.
I'm wearing.
We're going for
Yonsei
rugged but
today.
chic. All right. Like I live in the woods, but I do so religiously.
Based, honestly. Let's see a disguise kit roll.
All right, it's a query roll because I don't know what to roll with it. I think charisma because that's
we
my
could go
thing.
with charisma, I think, since charisma is performative and so is disguises.
But... Oh God, that's really bad.
It's
Why is it
It's
a
not
plus
the
zero? Where's the
worst.
plus 0 coming
all right. It's not a 1. We breathe in, breathe out. You don't
from?
cry.
I just don't know where that came from. Where'd the 0 come from?
It's just one of the query
Okay,
things.
whatever.
20.
Beyonce, these costumes are bordering on offensive.
Exactly.
They're not quite there, but
They've never met us before. They don't know what's right or wrong.
It's
I
every
need you to adjust
dare
the letter at your crotch,
stereotype.
by the way. I need you to. Can you make your hair just like more ruffled? Can you? Can we get like some chicken grease in there?
God. So you
Some
6
flecks of
guys
blood.
show up at dawn on this gate, dressed in random bear regalia you could find. Yonsei's making a mess of everyone's hair. Everyone kind of looks like a shitty druid who's like first day on the job. Dyson probably
Really
is
good.
like, when no one's looking, is just taking parts of it off so that he doesn't offend
I'm
his
very
own god.
uncomfortable in this garb. Also, I don't have hair for it to be messed up. I don't have hair at all.
So ruffle your tentacles. Just make
Not-
them look
Not
ruffled.
ruffling my tentacles.
Ruffle them.
I'm a well-groomed.
You need to commit to the bit. You've never been on stage before.
When you guys are like halfway walking along this bridge, you see that a small form is heading on the opposite side to you where this table is. The six of
Oh,
you line up, as I suppose, around Glynis, who is your lead politician slash only royal in your entire party. No matter what Yonsei says, he is the only royal in this part. I promise, guys. The king would
Fourth
throw
in
a
line.
pitch fit nonstop if it was otherwise.
Fourth in line.
Uh,
Get married. It's gonna be great.
Wearing your offensive garb, as Ursale put it, you stand waiting for the delegate, expecting Nicola at first, but quickly realizing that if he was within the 20 to 50 mile range where he could actually make it to the bridge at dawn, he has not decided to show himself. But, you know, it wouldn't be super unbelievable if he sent a representative or someone who could speak with him on his behalf, just due to distance and the time frame you gave him to react. Negotiations, especially diplomatic ones, are often long, drawn-out processes, and it seems your first representative will not be the bishop, but instead a humble friar, a humble halfling friar, in fact, who goes by the name and will address himself as such as Heartguard, the humble halfling friar Heartguard, who greets you all with a hip and a skip and a kaloo-kalay. Hello! As a note, he is quite literally wearing a brown linen frock. He's got a full-blown head shaven, except for one really long strand of hair, which, like, splits his eyes down the middle. And he greets you all. Hello! I'm Heartguard, humble halfling friar.
So not a parallel to Christianity or Catholicism at all. Not a.
No, definitely original religion. No motifs or draws at all directed in this fantasy world.
Bear goddess praise you on this glorious sunny day.
Good God, you look... I mean, I know it's cold out, but you look like you're sweating.
I sweat only for the bear mother.
That's respectable, I suppose. I greet you. Who do I speak with?
Hello, Friar Heartguard. I am Glynis Marchette, Crown Prince of Livistio. These are my consorts. What are you?
I like the idea of concept.
Retinue.
Retinue.
I am
These-
not. I'm not your consort.
Where are your consorts?
Nope.
We're going size from largest to smallest.
Your
I'm
entourage,
not
your
affiliated with
retinue.
this man in that way.
So this is my retinue. They are advisors, cherished and wise. I thank you for meeting me under such a short timetable. Unfortunately, circumstances dictate that I cannot take the pomp and circumstance required of most dealings political these days. Though I would invite you to sit. I feel we have much to discuss. And I invite him to sit across from me at the table, where I will sit to discuss politics, I guess, with him.
Yeah.
I tell him,
Go for it.
he started. Okay.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you for a second there.
I tell him, when did you stop hearing me?
You begged him to sit, and then my thing froze for a second.
Okay. Yeah, I ask him to sit, and I sit across from him. I assume my newly dubbed consorts, or perhaps retinue, will sit alongside us. I allow him to eat or whatever, and I say that my men of the fort tell me that they are quite concerned by the comings of your men and troops in the unoccupied territories near our river. I want you to know that despite their consternation, we are a people of faith, much as you are. We are a land governed by the Holy Bear Mother, creator of all things, much as I hear your God is the creator of all things. Perhaps they are more in common than we believe. I do not wish your presence to be a threat or a problem, but I fear words must be addressed or spoken and feelings addressed. I ask you, as you approach Livistio, what are your intentions in these lands?
Well, I'm so sorry. These deviled eggs are so devilish. How should I say this? I, Heartguard, humble halfling friar, also regret where my country and fellow men of the cloth are planning to go with their ambitions.
You have a
I am
script?
personally
Do you want
against
to take it
any...
out?
I can't hear you. I'm so sorry. I'm such an ancient withered bag of bones. I can only listen to one person at a time. I personally am against any sort of conflicts with our peoples. I watched the last war between the territories of the faithful and then, of course, your country of, He looks at all the bear motif. Eccentric warriors. As to the intentions of the overseer, or the bishop hyphen overseer, excuse me, his title increased recently. I believe he wishes to convert your country and show them the light, as it were.
Did it get dark? We've always seen the light.
Ha ha!
The intention that you state is one of conquest, is it not?
Probably. I doubt you will wish to convert, seeing how faithful you are to your current bear animal.
Mother.
Sure.
And everyone, Bear Mother.
Ursale probably is the only one who actually knows.
You guys not have a mom-like figure? Are you
No.
lacking a nurturing aspect within your lives?
We don't need one.
Are you sure?
Everyone belongs when you're here, except for every monstrous race that wants to murder everyone at all times.
Would you like to specify that?
Well, you know, the Dragonborn of Tiamat, the orcs of the orc god, whatever that one was. Probably Tiamat. Essentially, Tiamat sucks. And she's ruined all of our lives in perpetuity for the past 4,000 years.
Friar, can I hold your
Yeah.
hand? Can you just feel this connection with me for a second?
Would you like to pray?
Yes!
Let's
I
pray
would
You
love
are
to
Bear
together.
pray
Mother.
with you.
Oh,
Let's pray
Creator
together.
being,
Oh, Bear Mother.
hallowed be thy name.
Please listen to this fool as he spews things that he does not understand. Within
You
your
disagree?
paws,
That
he
Tiamat
says that he
monster?
cannot feel your ways. Oh,
Tiamat
great
is a
Bear
monster.
Mother, may we all suckle from your teat of knowledge. Sorry,
Good
that's Ted
golly,
laughing.
Miss Molly, look at you.
That's Ted laughing. That's me.
You were doing great up until the
I know.
laugh.
I knew I was gonna say it, and I was like, "Don't laugh," and I just couldn't. As we all suckle together from the teat of your knowledge, may this man who is here and has drunk your milk without knowing it now go forth unto his people, knowing the truth that the Bear Mother is the one. Do you feel
Okay.
better? Do you feel more accepted?
Aren't you asking me to
Do
leave?
you feel her milk inside of you?
No?
Do you understand now how kind of ridiculous this is?
Not really.
Okay. I'm just trying
If
to-
I may,
If
Friar.
you're not going to be converted from a simple prayer, then how can we be converted from not only a prayer but violence? Who's that going to help?
Well, I'm not the
Well,
one making
violence-
that call. I would very much rather we talk it out and engage in philosophical debate.
Do you not feel like your opinion can be heard where you are?
No, of course not. I'm not the bishop overseer. I'm but a humble halfling who's been offered to act as his oh-so mightiness until he gets here. But
And yet
I
the
will be
prince
warning
himself
him
is
that
here.
you all seem to be quite dead set of making a mockery of any sort of genuine negotiations.
I'm just saying, the prince himself is here. I think we're very open to having a conversation.
If he is,
We were
I am
supposed to meet the
somewhat
bishop.
saddened.
Yeah. We asked for the bishop.
You
Okay.
As
Okay.
as a people who loathe the unclean, the Tiamats, I offer you a gift to take to your bishop to show our sincerity. And I withdraw the whip made from a tail of a chimera, and I place it on the table in front of him. And I say to him, "This foul beast, blood of Tiamat, flew into our lands most recently. I went and slew the creature myself with my band here. We do not suffer the unclean within the borders of our country either. Of this, I believe we are more aligned than you think. We are preoccupied in the north with a band of heathens that drink in blood magic to extend their lives and do dealings with the devils of beyond the walls. I would ask that your bishop take this token and remember whose people are most like his and where his attention should be. As we must turn ours further, I would hope that your conquest, your conversion, at least wait until we can meet once more to discuss it further." And I guess take a long drink of wine, because as any good salesman knows, the first person to talk after a pitch buys the product.
Yeah. He will refuse the temptation of alcohol for now. And will take your whip and will say, when the bishop gets here, I will relay your words to him, as well as this monster item. Monster weapon? Is it a whip? It looks like a whip.
Yes, it is a whip, made from the flesh of the creature, a reminder to those that would walk a different path.
I see. I will speak with him, of course. And then hopefully he will be speaking with you next. I must warn you though, he is far less tolerant than I am.
What
I thank you for
that should
your.
happen?
I thank you for your warning. I will keep it in mind.
All right. This humble halfling friar will hop on up and will slowly walk away, I suppose. Being perfect target for anyone who wants to attack him at advantage if there's any snipers in the party, any spells you wish to cast.
Maybe you wait for the bishop to be here.
No, I was just checking.
He lives today.
Jesus, Snefru hates the halfling friar. What did Heartguard ever do to you, Snefru?
No, the country of Divinius has done a lot to wizards.
Can I take off these robes now?
No, you must wear them forever.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
We seem to be done here.
Would you like another message, Your Highness?
Not currently. I think our message is being sent as we speak.
Just be a big middle finger and a bear.
I don't think egging them on is what I was hoping to do, but perhaps it is what must be done.
Well, let us hope that they can see reason.
To be honest, I'm not sure they will see reason.
Yeah, religious zealots, am I right? Looks at Ursula. Looks at Dizem.
I could throw you right over the edge here.
I also could throw you over the edge. We could work together and toss him a pretty good distance.
Now you're thinking like a bear.
Make...
Skyride to have emojis. What the hell?
Other than you
Okay.
can't have emojis in Skyride. Just
Party,
as 10 words.
assumedly you head to Fort O'Stone and give Jacobus a play-by-play. Who will, kind of just not understand.
I think instead of giving him a play-by-play of that disaster, we instead tell him our negotiations will go another round. Hopefully the bishop will see reason. But I fear they're here for conquest and conversion, much as you said, and there will be little that could dissuade them to put it off. What chance would there be to end this conflict in the immediate aftermath of our negotiations, or shall we flood these rivers and be done with it?
We could break the bridge, Your Highness. It will hamper them, of course. We could challenge them at the riverbank quite easily. Come spring,
All right.
It might be difficult. It depends on if they wish for a siege. Their behavior after we would destroy the bridge would tell us much. If they are in cahoots with the Neordians to our north, then they will wait and, well, not try us until spring. But by then we may have delay with greater rainfall. I'm not worried of the fort falling immediately. It would take several waves of attack, or they need to commit everything on us immediately, which I doubt they'd do. If you could bait them into an immediate assault, and we can snipe their leaders with a ballista, though, that would be probably the best outcome. Alternatively, if this bishop character is as influential as he seems, or from what my spies tell me as he seems, if we could just... Well, it would be dishonorable and murderous, but we could kill him on the bridge.
Thank
Do
you.
you fear that
Keep
may
that in
martyr
mind.
him?
I'm sorry.
Dyson asked if it would martyr him. I'll go. I thank him for his testimony, and I want to see if I can find these druids in the local area.
Gods. Looks to Ursale.
Koron looks to John. Do I know? Do I know where the local druids would be? I kind of figured maybe that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know exactly how it all works with them getting in contact with me or me getting in contact with them.
I think they are set stations of, like, druid groves all scattered in the forest. But I don't know if you want to tell your party that. Maybe you bust out some weird dowsing rods and, like, obfuscate how you know exactly where these things are going to be.
Yeah, I think I'm following, like, druidic signs. Like, I'm following, like, things written in druidic, but I'm giving them, like, opposite parallel signs that I'm telling them I'm following.
Okay.
At the same time.
So if they ever try to replicate it on their own, they get lost, but... Okay. Yeah, you head to a local druid grove, which is, surprisingly, one of the most perfect place to oversee any sort of conflict that goes around Fort of Stone. It's a few miles away from this fortified location, obscured in foliage and made so natural that it's damn near indiscernible to the naked eye. For any who'd go with you, I don't know if this is a Glynis and Ursale moment or a full party adventure. I suppose I leave that in the party's hands.
Sneffer will stay at Fort Ostone and think about ways to bait the enemy commanders into a full-on attack. Probably with Yonsei. They're probably good at that.
Stay at Fort Ostone and, like, just pray. Be like, I didn't mean it. I wasn't actually wearing that garb for religious purposes. It was just like a big joke. Don't worry about it. Still fully...
Don't worry, Mama. You're the only one for me, Mama. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I'm still 100% with it.
Felix, you going with Glynis?
Yeah, of course.
The three marshals head all the way to this druidic grove, where they will find a, I suppose, creature almost in monastic meditation, sitting underneath the boughs of a tree that is slowly beginning to bud a little bit out of season. He's a weathered, very weathered human who could be anywhere from 70 to 90 years old, who slowly moves like an oak tree towards you, Ursale, as you infringe upon this sacred area.
I'm sorry. A tree moved towards us and went, ooh?
No, he moves very slow, like a tree.
Oh, okay. A druid who moves like a tree. Okay.
Yep.
Hello. I apologize for barging into your druidic homes, but I have need of the advice of the people of the Bear Mother. I am Crown Prince Glynis Marchette, and this is my champion, Felix, and I believe a champion of yours. Ursale. He has been most invaluable in the preservation of Livistio these last few weeks. We face a threat to the south from paladins of Divinus who would see our people conquered and converted away from the grace of the Bear Mother. I cannot rally the full might of our soldiers to put them down in this moment as we face threats from multiple sides. I was given great counsel by my court jester that the druids may be able to hold off this threat to our borders through the means of the great river that keeps the lands safe. I was hoping to ask of you a favor, perhaps, should my negotiations with their bishop go poorly on the morrow.
How did your court jester find out our secrets?
It is the nature of the court jester to know much more than they put on. It is why it is capital offense to harm them. One must sometimes hear what is unfavorable. I know not how they did it, but I know well that they are well informed.
How absolutely horrifying that we have become so predictable. Ursala. This guy creaks slowly towards you, to the druidic champion. You know what it is he asks, do you not?
Sorry, I'm still a little new at this.
Oh, it's okay. I heard you're just in the interim anyway, until we could get in contact with Toby, who is clearly more suited at your role than you will ever be, due to his +1 in strength that you do not have. He taps you slowly on the pectoral muscles that are chiseled and well-defined, and will... You, princeling, ask for miracles of the goddess herself, the most terrifying and horrifying and scary creature imaginable, the Bear Mother. You would ask her to flood her territory, yes?
Yes.
What are you willing to give her in return?
I'm trying to make a decision, sorry. I will unclasp, like, the top of the tunic that I wear, and underneath the, like, hidden holy symbol of the Order of the Moon, with moonlight, whatever. And I say, I will renounce the association I have with these people, this cult that I have been furthering, and embrace my role as the head of the Bear Mother's people and church here in Livistio for her aid.
Well, that's good news that you would honor the pact that your ancestors swore to. However, I'm not going to beat around the bush. The Bear Mother is a bit more materialistic than any one of us would have expected or liked. She may demand something of your flesh or blood. After all, she's about to exit hibernation.
Let it be so.
Okay. I will go and contact. He just lets out a horrifying, wheezing screech that Ursale knows to be the natural name of the head priest. This weird mishmash of crow mimicry as well as other sorts of bird noise, let's call it, will echo out and reverberate, deafening the three of you for a moment and making it all the way to Fort Astone, where many a heads will slowly turn eastward in confusion at the sudden noise. And after a resounding 15 to 20 seconds that comes, or is immediately followed by dead silence, there will be a return call within the next 2 to 3 minutes, which is equally horrifying and strange. And it seems the head priest will be on his way and shall stride by many trees. Where do you want him to find you, or will you wait here?
When he says stride by many trees, does this imply it's going to take a long time?
Maybe. At least a couple hours?
Oh, a couple of hours, and we're like in the afternoon? Yeah, I'll wait here.
You're just
That
hanging out.
works. Yeah.
Then you will hang
here
out
often.
here, and John will tally experience for us, because we are nearing 9 o'clock, at least John time, which means we are closing on the end of our session. Guys, lots of roleplay, good job, lots of character decisions, lots of political intrigue as well. Deciding upon a new possible threat. I'm going to go ahead and calculate things if you guys would like to start complimenting each other, as well as talking about reputation.
I think we can all agree that after the last discussion we saw, I don't think Glynis will take points in tyranny. But wait, what are Glynis's personal traits again? 'Cause you have
Currently, I
different,
have 3 loyalty, 4 honor, 6 ambition, and 1 tyranny.
Okay. I'd say probably ambition, because let's be real, you probably just swore like a firstborn here.
Okay,
I mean that's my vote.
sure.
For don't know if the other have other arguments.
No, I don't. I will take ambition. Yeah, no problem.
I'd like to shout out Ursale for civility this week. It's like, find the druids. You're on it.
Fair.
Do you agree with that, Coron?
I don't know. I mean, I did it, but I also didn't. I also used steps to hide my paths, not fully, like, I guess,
Well,
buying
we don't
in and
know
being
that.
honest.
If we find out, it'll be bad for you. We don't know that yet.
Oh, will it? I mean, that's probably just a druidic thing.
Hiding things from your friends, like you just say, I'm not going to explain how we're finding this place. Just
We've known him
trust
for a week.
And I've known you guys for like, I don't know how many months. I don't know how far it's been. Like 2 months, 1 month.
Yeah, that sounds right. Almost 2 months.
You'll
Look, I
make
just
a
gotta-
good bear yet, don't worry.
I just gotta be here for another 10 months, then I can build a church. Just
Hey, man.
10
Count
months
the
left.
days.
All you gotta do
It's a
is
lot of them.
convert. We love converting, right?
Yeah, guys, feel free to convert. Love to have ya. Part of my religion. Do cool stuff, like change our bodies permanently.
Into a bear?
No! But I have tentacles. It's more of ocean based.
Druid lore. What about you, Felix?
Try.
Deserving of anything?
I guess servility.
You want? Yeah.
Because I was, I was mainly following orders. Nothing much. Maybe the only thing I can do in this session was being scared of of throwing away the negotiation because I'm a tiefling. But I'm not sure it counts in. So yeah, probably servility is right.
Well, there's still time for that, so don't write that one out of the book just yet. What about you, Yonsei or Henrietta?
There's -1 for talking about bear titties.
-1 for bear titties? Why?
-1 for talking about bear titties.
Bear
-1
teats.
what?
Bear teats. I don't know where that goes into. Yonsei's not religious. Yonsei does not actually care.
You want +1 bear teat?
+1 bear teat.
+1 to secularism.
I did not want to put those robes on.
Who is messaging me?
I felt dirty.
-1 to honor because you've just made everyone hate you this whole session.
Thanks for that. I really appreciate that, Oran.
Love you, Han.
No.
I
think we all
mean,
agreed,
think
like,
about the
like-
NPCs that we interacted with.
Yeah. Some scrub.
They did not react positively.
We went in like we're gonna be nice to this guy. We're gonna be like, oh, we're so like you, and chill and respectful. And then within like 1 minute of conversation, you already like dunking on like your J's are fake, your religion's stupid.
He's got the fake J's, bro. It's drip or drown, and he is drowning. Oh,
What did we give Glynis this session for reputation?
Felix said ambition.
I voted for ambition, but I guess it's always negotiable.
We lost Han.
Oh,
That's gone
rip.
into the ether.
R.I.P. Well, hopefully they come back. But we are about to end, so I'm not going to blame them if they don't. Let us head to a break screen. Or really the stream ending screen. Oh. No, wrong app. Okay. Guys, I'm going to reward you all 230 experience points. Most of it for roleplay, as well as starting and about to finish a new quest that I would like to congratulate you guys on. Let me go ahead and start the outro. I do, as a point of order, point out that Greg may be losing his default starting 1 point of tyranny here. Quite in a moment. Sacrificing / truly committing to the patronage of a god or goddess is to essentially let go part of yourself that ties you to the materialistic world. And depending on how you choose to play this, Glynis, be it real or genuine, you know, who needs a country when you got big old Bear Mama, who is here to make the rivers flood and the country vibrant with game?
I didn't say anything right away because I didn't want to slow us down on the ending, but Felix is clearly going to ask Glynis about the decision. Just, are you for real? Are you sure? Like, that's a big deal.
Good decision.
Yeah, I don't know what to like respond to there.
Your faith.
I feel like that's a role required to keep the pact of the country, right? It's like he was supposed to be the figurehead of this religion, but was maybe gonna usurp it or go somewhere else, and it seems that he's putting like country over that, right? It's just the choice to go like slightly different.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to take a hand. That's what, when I heard price of blood, I was like, Glynis is losing a fist. Unarmed strike is going to be different.
That's, yeah, I kind of expect it to be something like that. I don't know.
What is this?
Hopefully it's not, like, too character altering, but who knows? Could be.
We
Where's this
can't
flag?
think
Why did they have
in-
this on my recent?
Wait, what?
I don't know. Don't worry about me. I have this random flag emoji apparently my recently used, and I've never seen this flag before in my life.
I'd like to vote on John's reputation. 1 point to befuddling with a scraw bird.
Yeah. What's the deal with that shit? Who knows? We'll find out, hopefully. Alright. Well, guys, we're gonna head on out, and when we see you next time, we will take a pound of flesh from a prince, flood the rivers, maybe assassinate the leadership of a holy order of paladins. That can't possibly cause any problems in the future at all. And then we focus hard on Njord and the coming assault. We will see you guys later. Take care. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.